who are a Blues fan. We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Aloha! Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report first intermission show. Jeremy, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay. Kind of disappointed with this first period. I thought we were going to have a 0-0 period, and then, oh boy.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I've got a special surprise for everybody. You're going to love this. I have sitting in our waiting room, Mike Zuke, former Blue forward, a man who knows his game. Let's welcome Mr. Mike Zuke to the program. Mike, welcome so much to the BlueNote Fan Report intermission show.
Thanks, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, man, it is so great. So, Mike, we're coming into the first intermission down 2-0. What's on your mind? What are you thinking? What are you thinking on this?
Well, I'm not too worried. I thought we had a good period, more of a St. Louis Blues period, a little bit gritty. Unfortunately, a couple of goals, but they weren't Bennington's fault, and it's a long game. It's a long game.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you there. I did not see either one of them being on Bennington. They were both the first at tic-tac-toe. Someone should have been in front of Stone, and someone needs to freaking pound Stone. Yeah. Come on, guys. You know, they were saying today, I heard on Twitter from Lou Corick and Jeremy Rutherford, them saying, oh, well, that was a long time ago. In your day, that stuff didn't have a time limit, did it?
No. You never forgot. People never forgot. It was your career. If you did something to somebody your rookie year, 10 years later, you'd have to pay for it.
Oh, absolutely, man. That was, and that's why I loved old time hockey, man. I absolutely loved it. Darkness. That was a terrible period for the Blue. Bad passing and too many turnovers, not many shots, and down 2-0. Good point. Rooster, letting them get over Benny. Way to go. Yeah, tighten it up. And then here's one for you.
Yeah, that was nice. I used to do that in the arena. That was
Oh,
fun.
I loved it. I remember them days, man. Tanner Leanne saying, Mr. Zuke, thank you. Brian Tuttle, so much for Bennington having a good game. Hope he finishes strong. Well, I don't, that's a half truth. I don't think Bennington's had a bad game.
No, he hasn't played bad at all. People have to chill out. It's a long season. Everybody looks back to the 2 years ago, and that was an unbelievable year. I really have confidence in Bennington. I love his attitude. He's a good, solid goalie. People just we have to get into the playoffs. That's all. We've got a lot of injuries. Just get to the playoffs and then start playing our game. You have to remember that style of play that we've played, that winning style of play is hard to play over 80 games or over 50. How many games do they have this year? 50 something games?
Yeah, 57.
It's hard to play that
56.
style, game in and game out.
Especially when it's cramped up.
Oh yeah, once it comes up to playoff time. I mean, it's playoffs now. It's everybody's vying for a spot, but once it gets into the true playoffs, I have all the confidence that we're going to play the St. Louis Blues style of hockey, the one that won us the championship.
Oh, I think so too. I absolutely think so. Rooster Cogburn says, hello, Mr. Zuke. I'm telling you, when I announced it, you were on, I was getting people, oh, really? No way. They were excited, Mike. They were absolutely excited. I hope you don't mind me using your first name, sir.
No, I was just going to say that. I know I'm old, but people don't have to call me Mister. I mean, a lot of the people just call me Mike, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Mike? That's St. Louis for you. That's why you, Canadian boy, decided to stay and live in St. Louis, because that's how we are. We show reverence to our heroes and to the people that we know made us who we are. And that's why when I say Mr. Zuke to you, and I know we're having a pretty good friendship, that's my reverence to you, sir. And I will never forget the times that you made me a happy man. I had one guy, he was sending me stuff. He was talking, I don't know, maybe you remember it, maybe not. But you had a bench clearing brawl against the Blackhawks in the old arena.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, I hope he comes on.
How can I forget that? That's how I got the cut in my hand. Let me see if I can put it here. I got a cut on my thumb. I'll tell you a story about that. Perry Turnbull's first exhibition game, his rookie year,
man.
first exhibition game. The whole advertisement, the marketing was based on put the check back in the checker dome. Perry Turnbull was coming into town, so Emile Francis was using that, touting that as our mantra. So Perry Turnbull's on the ice, big tough guy at a junior. I'm on his line. I'm a centerman. First shift, he goes into the corner. Somebody runs him. He grabs the guy. They start a fight. They end up moving to almost the middle of the ice. Bench clearing brawl. I'm holding on to a guy. He's holding on to me. We both fall down. So we're both on our knees, kind of holding each other. Somebody jumps over the pile and cuts my thumb with his skate. So that's what I hold Perry Turnbull up to. He lineup for like a month because he started the brawl against the Chicago Blackhawks.
We got to get Turnbull on with you so you can still go after him after all these years.
I roomed with Perry for 5 years. It was a hoot.
Is he still? And I say this because I don't know. Is he still with us?
Oh yeah, Perry's around. He actually had a big influence on hockey in St. Louis. As soon as he retired, he started a roller hockey rink.
Oh, nice.
Back when
we gotta. I got to talk to you about getting him on the show, man. That'll be fun.
Yeah, back in the olden days, we didn't have many arenas here, and our ice rinks. And so Perry started this roller hockey rink. So all the guys started playing roller hockey to supplement their ice that they couldn't get. So my son, Travis Turnbull, actually Joe Vitale, Ben Bishop, all these guys played roller hockey, and to supplement. Now we're pretty good. Perry's still running the roller hockey rink. He's been doing it for 20-something years,
that's cool.
30 years. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's cool. I got to get him on the show.
Yeah, Perry's a funny guy.
Mary Ann, can someone clock Stone? I absolutely agree with you, Mary Ann. I'm all there. So excited for you, sir. What was your favorite experience in the NHL, sir?
Well, I guess that game 5 or was it game 7 against Pittsburgh? I can't remember if it was the final game against the deciding game against Pittsburgh's first round of the playoffs, and that was the year 80-81 when we were second overall.
Oh,
and went to double overtime, and I ended up setting up the game-winning goal. Mike Crombie scored it. That was
wow.
Yeah.
God, yeah, man, I can see it. Hey, Jeremy, I'm sorry, man. You got something you want to ask Mr. Zuke?
I'm not. This is pretty bad. I'm not very. I haven't. Sorry. I guess what do you think of hockey from your time to now? Do you think it's changed a lot, or do you think that it's still the basics, just with a little bit of sprinkling of modernism?
Oh, it's changed a lot, Jeremy. It really has. The guys are so skilled nowadays. The equipment has changed. The speed has changed. Skates are lighter, stronger. The guys are so skilled. There's nobody in the league that's not unbelievably skilled with the puck. I enjoy watching it. I really do. There's a lot of the meanness is taken out of it. The fighting has gone out of it a little bit. I think it's for the better. You can see the skill that's involved, but there's still the toughness. That's there's Reeves in there, and who's the guy in Washington, Wilson. There's some mean guys, there's some crazy guys, but overall, I enjoy the game. It's fun to watch.
Very cool.
So Jim Siegel said that the faster game now, Jeremy. I agree. And here's an old memory for you. Mary Ann Holmes says, I remember when the Blues practiced at the Brentwood Ice Rink.
Yeah, we were at Brentwood one year. We were at, I don't know if people remember this, Castle Oak, which is the old tennis facility that had an ice rink. And then we were at Afton for 2 or 3 years at the end of my career with the Blues. But we were at Brentwood for a year or so.
Yep. So Mike, you are gaining people. People are enjoying that you're here. I'm getting a lot of talk about you. I really appreciate that. Sandra Leanne said her dad played for Bear Bryant back in the day for Alabama. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mickey Walker, here it is. Is there any one player from your day that could play today's game?
Oh, there's a bunch of players. I mean,
Bunch of players.
It's hard to relate, with the speed and the skill. I mean, Gretzky, Lemieux. I played against them. Stastny, Dion, Lafleur. I mean, half of the Montreal Canadiens team. There were most of the guys could. Maybe the fourth line players back then couldn't play, but it's all relative too. Gretzky wouldn't score the points he scored now, like he did then. But like it is.
Well, not only that, look at the pads. Grant Fuhr talked about that. The pads he wore were 20 pounds dry.
Yeah.
By the third period, they were soaking wet, and they weighed 40 pounds. These pads now weigh ounces. Yeah. So that's got a lot to do with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Marianne said her grandfather used to coach at Brentwood. Mickey Walker, this is the guy that has the ticket from that game that you had the brawl in, that you got your finger cut.
Oh, is that right?
And
Chicago? That was an exhibition game.
Yep. This is Mickey. Mickey's the one that was so excited about you coming on. He says, is there one player from your day that you could, oh no, that wasn't, somebody asked, and I forget who it was. Oh, here it is. Jeremy Brander. When you played, who was the one guy that you feared on the ice?
I would say somebody, and I say this all the time when people ask this, a guy like Ben Wilson. Now, there were tough guys. There were, guys that fought. Most of them just looked to their, they looked for each other. I was a skilled player, and one of these tough guys wouldn't come after me because that's not what they did. But a guy like Ben Wilson, he didn't know what he was going to do, let alone knowing what he was going to do. He'd spear you, he'd punch you, he'd choke you because he just did it. That's the way he was. So that was the one guy you just didn't know what to expect. John Wensick, I know John really well. He's a Blues alumni now, even though he played in Boston. He was one of the toughest ever in the league. You never worried about John. Like, if you did something to him, he'd look at you like, what are you, stupid? Get away from me.
That sounds like I had Tom Calhoun on, and he was telling a story about the great guy from Detroit, and I can't think of his name now. Unfortunately,
Tough guy.
Yeah, tough. Probert, yeah, Probert. The brawl they had, and him trying to go over in the stands, and Tom was going to stop him, and he looked down at Tom and said, "What the f you think?" Pardon my language, but that was it. What the f do you think you're doing? That's how them guys were. I love it. Marianne's asking if you remember a Doc Runco.
Doc's my dentist. I saw Doc was on here. Yeah, he was actually coaching my youngest son. He was an assistant coach with my youngest son's team when they won a national championship in junior. It was junior B at the time, junior A tier 2.
Oh, that's so cool. So hey, real quick on the stats. Shots are 11-8 for Vegas. Attempts 23-10 for Vegas. Scoring chances 8-5 for Vegas. Power play 0 for 2. We haven't had one, and hits were 10-5 for Vegas. So right now, Vegas ruled that period. Rodoko said that they didn't get any shots on the power play. Teresa Folk, back in the day, if there wasn't a pint of blood on the ice, it was a boring game.
Yeah, it was a little brutal at times. Yeah.
Marianne says that she's Doc's niece.
Oh, is that right? Good.
Yeah.
I got to see Doc. With COVID, I haven't been to the dentist for a while, so I need to see
Best intermission show I've ever. I love this excitement. Thank you. And there was one about the check. Here we go. Late to the conversation, Mr. Zuke. Favorite memory of the Checker Dome?
Well, the one play we talked about, that was.
Was that the fight?
It was a great arena. I mean, it wasn't fancy, but we had a nice big room, and I guess the fans, the fans were so tremendous. The noise they could make in that Checker Dome, and it was a fabulous place to play.
Mike,
great old building.
I remember, I loved the Checker Dome. I remember one time when ESPN first started covering when it was the arena, and the wave was going around in the mid 80s, right? They showed an overview and did an outline of the arena, and you could see the building.
Oh, is that right?
You could feel it when you were in it. You could feel when they did the wave. You could feel that building move. It was that was an incredible building. I loved every aspect of that building. Yeah. So we've only got a couple of minutes left in this intermission. Boy, man, 20 minutes goes quick, don't it?
It does.
Right? And you know, Mike, I got to thank you, and I want to know: are you willing to come back for the second intermission?
Absolutely. I have one question for you before we go.
Yes, sir.
If you want to be a true hockey guy,
yes, sir.
I need to call you Guy instead of Guy.
You know what, sir? You know what? You have every right. I will accept that from you in a heartbeat. In fact, I will make sure I proudly say that Mr. Zuke called me Guy. All right. You know, Mike, we've had some amazing conversations, sir, in the last month. And that interview you did with me and Lance, I appreciate that so much. Yeah, no problem. That was, I've done a lot of interviews, but to do the one that you did and just your enthusiasm for everything that was going on was so great. And I'm so appreciative. I just can't thank you enough. And hey, I'm going to put it here. This is Mike's information for Mike Zuke's Enterprises. He does screen printing. He can get you jerseys. He's the man, he's the myth, and he is the definite legend in my book. Mike, thank you so much. We'll see you at the second intermission. Jeremy, thanks for being the great sidekick that you are. I'll see you at the second intermission. And Mike, thank you so much. So this is Guy. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha. Mahalo. And me, Mike, Zuke, and Jeremy will see you all on the second intermission show. Yeah, baby.